We're going to have exercises on indefinite integrals applying, number one, we have logarithmic formula leading leading to logarithmic functions. Meaning after evaluation, you will come up with logarithmic functions involving logarithmic functions. There are still students for admittance. Okay, so let's have evaluate the following indefinite integrals. By the way, what's the formula that we're going to use? Do you still remember the formula, guys? What's the formula, guys? We have integral of du over u is equal to ln of the absolute value of u plus c. So here, you don't know what u is as long as it is not equal to 0. You don't know whether it is less than 0 or greater than 0. So you have to take the absolute value. But if you know your u is always positive, no need for the absolute value. And if you know that your u is always negative, you have ln of negative u. Okay? But if you do not know what your u is, whether negative or positive, as long as not equal to 0, so you have to take ln of the absolute value of u. So let's apply this formula in evaluating indefinite integrals that after evaluation leading to logarithmic functions. Okay, number one. We have integral of 4 dx over 5 minus 3x. Okay? Now, this takes the quotient form, no? If you have quotient form of integrand, you try if you can have integral of du over u. But of course, not all the time, because it is possible that it is also quotient, but you can apply general power formula. But to be integral of du over u, the denominator is supposed to be your trial u. And its numerator is its differential supposed to be. And the exponent of that u in the denominator is 1. Okay? Yeah. So if it is not 1, other than 1 in the denominator, if the exponent of u is not 1, then you can try general power formula, but you have to bring it up. Because for the integral to be general power formula, the integrand has the form u to the n. Okay? So, and n, of course, not equal to negative 1. So here, let's try taking u equals 5 minus 3x. Its differential is given by 3x. So its differential is equal to what? Negative 3 dx. If you look at the numerator, it's not its differential, meaning it's not the differential of the denominator. Okay? So for this to be integral of du over u, the denominator is u, the numerator must be its differential. But the differential of u is supposed to be negative 3 dx, but this is 4. So we don't need 4 inside, no? So you have to put it out, and then we have to multiply by negative 3 because negative 3 is what we want to be multiplied to the dx, no? So since we put negative 3, we have to balance outside by negative 1/3. So, over 5 minus 3x inside. So, let's now check if this now takes the form of integral of du over u. So, if you're going to look at this is what? This is du, and the denominator is what? Is u. So, this now takes the form of integral of du over u. Hence, we can write it in negative 4/3 ln now, no? Ln of the absolute value of 5 minus 3x. Then, your favorite c, no? Plus c. Now, by the way, do not upload Google Sheet. You upload as an Excel in our exercises online activity, because I can't check, or if you upload using Google Sheet, some characters or some images are damaged, no? Because not all features of Excel are carried in the Google Sheets. Okay, Google Sheets are is a free Excel version, but the features are not complete. So especially images, when you look at the images, most of the time they are what? Damaged, no? Okay. So you have to upload Excel. Okay? Excel is different from Google Sheets, although they are similar, no? So is this clear now, number one, guys? Now I put absolute value because 5 minus 3x, we do not know whether it is negative or positive depending on the value of x. So, but of course, we do not want your x to be 5 over 3, because if x is 5 over 3, this 5 minus 3x becomes 0, and we do not want ln of 0. It's not a real number. Let's have number 2. We have integral of this. Let's say I have here 3x to the third dx, then over 4 plus 5x to the fourth. What about this? So again, let's see if the denominator is our u. If u is equal to 4 plus 5x to the fourth, someone is still joining. Then, what is its du, guys? Du is
20x.
20x cubed dy. By the way, I noticed that in some of the submissions before, although we rejected them, no? And then you have to upload the new one in your submission. So some forgot to put dx. Some have already evaluated the integral, but there is still an integral sign. If you have plus c, no more integral sign. So let's say you have already the u to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c, no more integral, okay? So no need, no more for, you don't have to have this integral sign anymore. So meaning you have already performed the operation. So let's try, let's check if the numerator is correct as its du of the denominator. So this integral is read as integral of not du over u. Again, not du over u. So it means we cannot apply the integral of du over u, which is equal to ln of u, absolute value of u plus c. So let's correct the numerator. So we're going to put the 3 what? Out. So we're going to put the 3 out. And then what we need inside is 20, no? Instead of 3. Remember, one of the properties of indefinite integral, general properties, constant can be moved out of the integral sign, okay? So I can move 3 out, but never quantity containing variable. If you move quantities containing variable outside the integral sign, automatic, you will not pass integral calculus, okay? Because that is very, meaning it's a major problem. Okay? Yan. So again, if you put any quantity from the inside going out containing variable, now that is not forgiven. Okay? It's a mortal sin. So you will not be passing the integral. Okay? Yan. 20x cubed dx. Originally, we have x cubed dx. Again, I put the 3 out. I supplied 20. So I have to balance outside by 1 over 20 to compensate for that. So sometimes it is called correction factor. We correct and then we balance outside. Is that clear, guys? Yan. We correct the differential. Okay? Yan. So correction factor. Now, this is now read as 3 over 20 integral of du. So this is du, right? Yeah. So that's du. And then this denominator is u. So again, what is this? U. What is the numerator? Du. So this is now read as 3 over 20 integral of du over u. So hence, it is equal to 3 over 20 ln of what? Ln of 4 plus 5x to the 4th. Yan. In this case, no need for absolute value, guys. Why is it that, guys, I don't need absolute value? Although if you put absolute value, it's all right. But simpler, no need for absolute value symbol. Guys, why is it that we don't need absolute value? Because what? Positive on what?
All numbers are positive.
Because whatever you input here to your x, it will never be negative because it is raised to 4. Plus 4, so then it will never be what? Negative. And in fact, it is also never 0. It is always positive, whatever x you input. Is that clear, guys? Unlike in number 1, there is a possibility that when you input x, it will be negative the inside on here in the logarithm. Okay? So that's it. So that's the answer.
Sir, excuse me po.
Yes.
Di daw po makapasok sa meet yung isa pong
Oh. It's all right. He's absent or she's absent.
hindi po. Naka-ano lang po. As to join po.
Wala naman nag-join. Wala. Wala naman nag-join so far. Okay na? Okay, so let's now have integral of, let's say I have, yan, baka siya na yan. So we have y to the 4th plus 2y quantity dy all over y to the 5th plus 5y squared minus 3. So what about this? So again, let's check. Let u be equal to y to the 5th plus 5y squared minus 3. By the way, when you choose u, taking the du, and let's say it did not work, so don't get disappointed because integral is really trial and error. As long as you have already an idea of what formula you are going to use, at least you can foresee, no? You can estimate, no, what formula you are supposed to use. And then once it fails, to think of another way, another formula, or maybe you are thinking of the correct formula, but your manipulation is not correct. Okay? So, and then your chosen u is not the correct one. So, what is the here, guys? Yes.
So, lagi pong denominator yung u?
You try. Because it is quotient, but you can, actually, you can check if the numerator is possible to be the du at 1. Because if this is, let's say, y to the fifth, so the numerator expected has a power y to the fourth. Because let's say the denominator is y to the fifth, but there is y to the fifth in the numerator. It's not possible. Remember, if you differentiate y to the fifth, the power becomes what? Becomes 4, no? So after
Yes po, sir.
differentiation. But everything must be correct for the second term. Let's check. Okay, so that's why we are checking the
Okay
du.
po, sir.
If the numerator is really the du. If not, then think of another way. Or if it is just constant, the missing, you can supply. But if the missing is variable, that's something that you cannot supply and then balance outside. Okay? Maybe you get a wrong manipulation or you have a wrong choice of u. Now, so y to the fifth, so that is 5. Y to the fourth plus what, guys? Y to the fourth plus what? Plus 10. Y, right?
Yes po.
Yes,
Quantity
sir.
dy. But looking at the numerator, is it this du that we obtained? No. No? This integral is read as not du over u. Not du over u. But for this to be du, we need what? If you're going to factor out 5 here, so we get what? 5, factoring 5, we get y to the fourth plus what? 2y. Am I right, guys? Quantity dy. So what is missing in the numerator? Just the constant 5. Okay, guys? Yeah.
Yes po.
Yes po,
So
sir.
this is what mm, uh, this numerator needs to have 5 so that we can complete the du of the denominator. So let's multiply the numerator by 5. So then copy the rest because that is already provided, originally provided. Copy the denominator, but you have to compensate outside. What am I going to multiply outside, guys?
1
One
over 5.
fifth, no? One fifth, okay. So this is now read 1 over 5 integral of du. So that is du. So, and then the denominator is u. So integral of d over u, what's the answer? ln of u. But what is our u? So we have y to the fifth plus 5y squared minus 3. Take the absolute value, then ln multiplied by 1/5. Then don't forget your favorite plus c as in Catriona Gray. No? Yeah. Okay, guys? Do you have any question with this? So far, we have two formulas aside from the general properties. General property number one, the integral of differential of u. If the integral and the d are together immediately, then all you have to do is to have the expression after the d, then just plus c. So integral of d over u is equal to u plus c. And then if you have a constant, multiply to the integrand, then times dx, for instance, then that constant can be moved out. So constant can move in and out. Kung nag-supply, you have to balance. Pero if not, you just move, so you can just move it out. Okay? Yeah. Out of the integral side. And then you can also perform integration term by term. Sometimes terms inside the integrand are not related to each other. So you have to evaluate them independently. So you have to split the integrals into sum or difference of integrals. So sometimes that's possible. Okay? Let's have number 4. So we have integral of differential of w over square root of w multiplied by 4 square root of w, then plus 9. Now, experience in your differential calculus, if you have square root, so what is the derivative? So derivative of the radicand over 2 is square root of the radicand. Okay? So here it seems that our u is simply this, no? 4 is square root of w plus 9. And the remaining 1 over square root of w will serve later as the derivative. Actually, you can predict ahead whether you will come up with what? With the derivative of your chosen u. So again, if we try this 4 plus square root of w plus 9 as our u, then 1 over square root of w is what? Is part of its derivative. All you have to do is to check so that we can have a guarantee, no? So first we rewrite this integral of, so this is square root of w, we don't need that in the denominator, so we have to put that in the numerator. If you put that in the numerator, it is 1 over square root of w in the numerator. Is that correct, guys? Then we have 4 square root of w plus 9. So what is our u, guys? 4 square root of w plus 9. And then what is du? What is du, guys? So 4 times. What is the derivative of square root of w? That is 1 over 2 square root of w. Derivative of 9, 0. Multiplied by dx to be differential. Because we are after differential, not really derivative. But to get the differential, we need to get the derivative and then multiply by the differential of the independent variable. Simplifying, this gives us what? Dx times what? Times 2 over the square root of x. Okay? So what do we need, guys? What do we need in the numerator? You can apply, if you want, you can apply u substitution. If you apply u substitution, for instance, here, so we can solve for dx over, sorry, this is w, no? You're not correcting what I am writing. W. Because, you know, x is common. That's why even we know that it is w, we keep on writing x. Yan. So by simple u substitution, I'm going to solve differential of w over square root of w, and that is equal to du over 2. Okay, guys? So this integral now can be written integral of, what is the numerator? That is du over 2. What is the denominator? That is u. So 1/2 is not needed inside, so I will move it out. So integral of du over u. Okay, so this is already in the formula now. 1/2 of, what is the answer if you have integral of du over u? That is ln u, absolute value of that, no? Then plus c. Okay, so this is equal to 1/2. But what is u, guys? What is u? Guys,
4 square root
square root of
4
w
square root of w plus
plus
9.
9.
What do we enter in w? Are we allowed to enter negative in w?
No, sir.
No. So what we can enter in w, just 0 or positive, right? If you
Yes.
enter 0 or positive, what do you think will happen to 4 square root of w plus 9? Will it be negative?
No.
No.
No,
So
sir.
therefore, no need for absolute value. Let's say, because you're not sure, you did not put you did not remove absolute value, put absolute, it's all right. Because I am not expecting you that you can think of that, no? That you can recognize whether inside the ln will always be positive or will always be negative. So if you're not sure, you just put absolute value if you want. But this is simpler than having the absolute value. Okay? Number 5. Let's say I have integral of e to the 4x squared times x here, dx all over 5 e to the 4x squared minus 4x squared minus 7. What about that? So again, possible you here, the denominator, let's see, 5 e to the 4x squared minus 7. What's the derivative of 5e to the 4x squared minus 7? So derivative of the exponent of e is what? 8, no? 8, then x, right?
Yes.
Then multiply, of course, by e to the 4x squared. Am I right, guys? Derivative of
Yes.
negative 7, 0. But we want differential, so we multiply by dx. So that's now our du. Okay, multiplying 5 and 8, we get 40x e to the 4x squared dx. Then, so that's du. Now, what do you see in the numerator? Is everything there? Almost, no? Except for
Sir, wala
this
pong
40,
40.
no? Oo. Almost there except ng 40. So, we can supply that because it's a constant. But of course, you have to balance outside by 1 over 40. So, I'm going to multiply by 40 inside. So, we now have 40x e to the 4x squared dx. So, the numerator is now du, no? And the denominator is u, okay? Because that's what we have here. So 5 e to the 4x squared minus 7. So let's read. This will sound as integral of du over u. 1 over 40 integral of du over u. Du over u. Since the sound is integral of du over u, what is the answer? The sound is integral of du over u. Guys, kapag ang sound is integral of du over u, anong sagot? ln of absolute
And
value of
absolute
u.
value of u.
Kapag ang tunog ay integral of u to the n du, anong sagot? Pag binasa nyo at ang tumunog, u to the n du, integral of that, what is the answer? U to the n plus 1 all over n plus 1. Okay? Yan. So
Okay.
those are the sounds that you have to hear. Pag ang tunog, integral of u to the n du, what's the answer? U to the n plus 1 all over n plus 1. If the sound is integral of d over u, the answer is ln of u. If the sound is not correct, you cannot answer at that point in time. So for this case, we cannot answer, no? Because the sound is already integral of d over u. Okay, so absolute value, ln of absolute value of 5 e to the 4x squared minus 7. This is difference, possible for difference to be negative. So we need absolute value for that. That's it. See, very easy, guys. Pero may mga integral ka.
Question, sir.
Yes.
Yung sa number 4 po, question po, ba't po 1/2 yung lumabas? Saan?
Kasi 1 over 2, yung numerator. Di ba pag nilabas mo yun, 1
Di po ba, sir, yung po, equals du over 2u po.
du over
2u po.
du
Equals-
over, oo nga, du over 2u. Nilabas ko yung 1/2. Kasi hindi ko kailangan inside.
Nilabas siya.
Oo. Oo, di ba? Ang kailangan mo lang du over u sa loob. O, ganyan yan eh. O, di ba ang formula natin, du over u, integral.
Yes po.
Wala namang 2. So, nilabas ko. Basta constant, hindi kailangan inside, you can put it out.
Okay po.
But you have to multiply that to the answer, to the particular integral. Ang particular integral, ito. Yan. Ito actually yan.
Okay.
Dito, sa original, ito yung particular integral. Yan. Then,
so,
times 1 half. Okay?
Kailan na po yung minimultiply po? Yung pang sa, ito po, sa 5 po
Yung
na.
1 half, multiply natin dito. Hindi na kailangan sa C. Plus C automatic lang lagi. Kasi 1/2 plus C, that is just constant. You can let it C1, C2. Constant pa rin naman yun. Meron pang question, guys? No more? Okay? Let's have this. We have secant squared. Di kayo yata nanood ng video eh. Detailed kaya yung discussion ito. Dalawa pa yon. Merong about mga basic, kagaya ng diniscuss natin. And then, meron ding about complicated, yung minamanipulate. O yan. Bakit hindi ito pwedeng power formula? If we take secant as our u with n2, anong derivative ng secant? Secant tangent, wala namang secant tangent in the numerator. No? Pero kung ang take natin ay yung denominator sa our u, possible na ang differential na tangent, di ba, yung numerator. So, what are we going to take as our u, guys? 4 plus 3. Kaya, you must be very good in differentiation, ha? Yan. What is the differential of u? Derivative. What's the derivative of tangent, guys? Anong derivative ng tangent?
Second squared.
Secant squared. Then, 4 theta. Derivative ng 4 theta? Derivative ng 4 theta? 4, right? Then, times 3. So, 12 now, right? Then, times differential of theta. Or times d theta. Let's check. Is the numerator correct as differential of the denominator?
Almost, sir.
Almost, except of this constant 12, no? So I'm going to multiply by 1/12 outside because I'm going to what? Supply 12 as a factor inside, which is actually in the numerator, no? Yan. How do we read now the numerator? Ano na yung numerator? du. What about the denominator? Ano na yung denominator?
U po.
U, no? Yung denominator is u. Ano nang tunog, guys? 1/12. Anong tunog na? Integral ng du over u. Kapag ang tunog, integral of du over u, what's the answer? ln of
4 plus
absolute
3
value of 4 plus 3 tangent 4 theta. Okay? Yan. Plus, your favorite. Yan. Hindi naman laging C na pwedeng K, yung iba K. Pero kaya lang maganda yung C, constant. Kaya C, constant. Pero pwede naman K. K, as in Corina. A question? What number now? 7? Number 7. We have, let's see, integral of 2 x, sorry. Sa mga math niyo ba, nagsusulat din? Sa other maths niyo? Guys?
Yung ano po sir, solution po mismo. Bale, naka-paste na po yung mga problems.
Okay. Pero yung solution naman sinusulat.
Yes po.
Okay. Plus 6 e to the 6x all over x cubed to 2 to the x cubed plus 3 e to the 6x, then dx. Okay? What do you think here? Again, it's a trial and error, no? Let's try if the numerator, if the denominator is what? Is our really the u, no? 2 to the x cubed plus what? Plus 3 e to the 6x. Yan. What is du, guys? What's du? What's the derivative? Actually, you can be reminded of the derivative ng u kasi almost provided na yan sa given. All you have to do is to verify kung talagang yun nga. So you now have an idea. Tingnan nyo. Sa numerator, merong 2x cubed, may x squared, ln 2. So ibig sabihin, the derivative ng 2 to the x cubed has something to do with that, with the first term here. What's the derivative of 2 to the x cubed? Guys, anong derivative?
6x squared.
6x squared multiplied by what? By 2, no? To the x cubed. Am I right? May multiply pa dyan. Ano pa yung multiply?
ln.
ln ng base. Di ba yan ang derivative ng a to the u? Ang derivative ng a to the u ay what? With respect to x ay equal saan, guys? Derivative with respect to x of a to the u is equal to ano, guys? A to the u, derivative ng u with respect to x times ln of a. Okay? Yan. So, plus, what about the second term? What's the derivative? 18, right? E to the 6x. Why 18, guys? 3 times the derivative ng 6x, na? So, 18. Then, times e to the 6x. Because we want differential, so we multiply by dx. Don't forget the dx, ha? So, without that, there is a deduction. Now, don't put equal now, ha? Kayo kasi, halimbawa, you write something here, and then you put equal. Pag naglagay kayo ng equal, it means this is referring to the last line. But what you want actually is this given. So, for the meantime, you are going to have just implication. Yan. So, out of this, we get integral of. Ano ang kailangan natin, guys? Manipulate muna natin yung du. Anong kailangan natin sa du? Tama na ba yung du, guys? Yung numerator? Factor out natin ang anong common here. Anong common?
2, sir.
2?
6 po.
Ano?
6, sir.
6 ang common. Okay? So we'll have 6. Ay, by the way, bakit ito 6? Di ba 3 lang dapat to?
3 lang po, sir.
Oo. This is just 3. Over 1. 3. So ano na ang common, guys?
3 po.
So common is 3. And then what is left here? Simply, itutugma lang natin. Unahin ko lang yung 2, ha? 2 to the x cubed times what? Times x squared, right? Times ln 2. Okay, now in the numerator, no? Then plus, what about 18? After factoring out 6, so 3, I mean. So it is 6, right? E to the 6x. Then multiplied by dx. Yan. What do we need in the numerator to complete the du, guys? We need what?
1/3 po.
So we need 1/3, no? So it means the numerator together with the dx is du over what? Du over 3. Am I right?
Yes.
Diba itong expression na yan, pag sinolve ko yan, yung numerator yan, together with the dx na, du over 3, right? Ang ginawa ko yung substitution na lang para maikling sulat. Kasi natatamad ako yung sulat niyang mahaba. Pwedeng yung substitution, pwedeng binabasa lang na hindi mo na pinapalta ng u. Okay, guys? What is the integral now? So I can write this as what, guys? What will I put out?
1/3
1/3. Then, this is the integral of du over u. Exact na yan. Integral of du over u. Anong answer, guys? 1/3
ln
of the absolute value of u, no? Plus c. Pero ano yung u natin, guys? 2 to the x cube. Yung bang 2 to the x cube pwedeng mag-negative, guys? Guys, kapag ang tuba ni-raise sa kahit na anong number, whether negative or positive, magiging negative ang 2 to the x cube? Never, no? Eh yung 3 e to the 6x, pwede bang mag-negative ang e to the 6x? Never also, no? Kaya no need for absolute value. Okay, guys? Kasi ang u natin is always positive. And this is always positive. It is never negative. Okay, guys? Again, I'm not expecting you that you can recognize such thing. Kung hindi sure, anong ilalagay na lang? Guys, lagyan ng absolute value kung hindi kayo sure. Kasi ako sure. Okay? Nararamdaman ko kung siya ay nagiging positive lagi lang or possible na mag-negative. Okay, so let's now have number 8. We have, let's say, we're given this problem. Integral of let me take sine 4v dv all over 6 plus 5 cosine squared 2v. What about this, guys? So, ano ang pinaka-u ko dito, guys? What do you think is my u here? 6 plus 5 cosine squared 2v. What about its du? 0. Second term, what's the derivative? Drop the exponent, multiplied by 5, so 10. Derivative ng base. What's the derivative ng cosine? Negative sine, no? So again, drop the exponent, copy the base. Yan. Subtract 1 from the exponent, get the derivative of the base. Anong derivative ng cosine, guys?
Negative sign.
Negative sign. O mayroon pang derivative yan. Ano pa yung pang-multiply ko pa? Times what pa?
2.
Times 2. Saan galing yung 2? Sa 2v. Okay? Yan. dv. Let's now have it 10 times negative 10 times what? 2 sine 2v cosine 2v. What reminds you of this expression? Itong expression na yan, what reminds you of that? Di ba? It's the numerator. Guys. Identity. Sign of twice the angle. Ano yung twice ng 2B? 4V. Yan. Okay? So, kung hindi nyo alam ang identity, yan yung problema. No? Yan. So, the integral now can be written as what? So, we have negative 1 over 10 integral of negative 10 times sine 4V dV all over 6 plus 5 cosine squared 2V. Okay? So, how do we read now this integral? So, that is negative 1 over 10 integral of, what's the numerator? Ano to, guys? U, du. Na? Tama ba? Ano daw to, children? Itong numerator? Du.
Yes, sir.
Itong denominator? U. So, ano ng tunog? Integral ng d over u. Anong sagot?
ln.
Of u. Absolute value u. But what is our u? 6 plus 5 cosine squared 2v. Okay? Do I need absolute value for this, guys? O pwedeng hindi na?
Pwedeng hindi na po.
Bakit? Kasi naka-square ang cosine. Ang cosine, negative sa fourth quadrant. At saan pa? Negative sa second quadrant and third quadrant. But it is squared. Therefore, there is no chance for this to be negative. Na? Ay plus 6 pa. So, no need for absolute value. It will never be negative. Okay? Question, guys. Guys, madali ba integral? Madali?
Medyo po.
Medyo. Kaya lang, kung minsan kailangan yung principle ng differential calculus. Okay? We have x, then here dx, then multiplied by, in the denominator, 3 to the logarithm of x to the base 5 plus 1. Yan. What about that integral? Okay. Now, if you have log, what reminds you of the derivative of log, guys? Anong derivative ng log? Ha? Saan ba sikat yung mga logarithm na yan? Guys, saan sikat? Do you know kung saan sikat ang mga logarithm? Saan ba nakikita yung mga yan? Or normally, saan yung mga naririnig? Guys, yung mga log na yan. Guys. 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 Ayan, lalo yata akong kausap. Boys.
Hindi po, sure sir.
Sir?
Oh. What reminds you? Ha? Kapag may log, saan ba nakikita yung mga log na yan? Sa tapsilogan?
Sir, try lang po.
Oh, ano? Ano ang U? Ano ang U, guys?
X times 3 log 5 raised to x plus 1 po.
So, ang UI So, ang U, ano itatry natin U? Ang pag may log, ang derivative ng log ay has something to do with, yan, log of x to the base 5 has something to do with 1 over x. It means, yung 1 over x, we have to include that in the numerator. Okay? Hindi siya part supposedly ng denominator. So, dx over x over 3 to the logarithm of x to the base 5. Then, plus what? Plus 1. Oh, what is our u, guys? 3 to the logarithm of x to the base 5 plus 1. Okay? What is its derivative? Anong derivative ng log? 3 to the log of x to the base 5, guys. Guys. Anong derivative? Guys. Oy, 3 to the logarithm of x to the base 5 times what? O, derivative ng log of x to the base 5? 1 over what?
1 over ln 5 plus x po, sir.
1 over
ln 5 plus x.
1
Tama po.
over x, ln 5, hindi plus.
Ay, times pala, sir. Sorry po.
Oo. Then, meron pa? Wala na, no? Then, multiply by what? Ay, meron pa palang multiply tayo. Derivative pa lang nito, ay meron pang, di ba, minumultiply pa yan ng base ng ln?
LNA, sir. LN3.
ln 3. Ito kasing ito, para pa lang yan sa derivative ng log. Pero yung derivative ng 3 to the log, kailangan pa ng ln3. Na? Yan. Okay, guys? Yan. Then, dx. O, ayusin lang natin, ha? O, yan. 3. O, yan. 3 to the logarithm of x to the base 5 over what? Over x. Yan. Over x. Yung ln3 over ln5, pwedeng isulat yan ng 1 log eh. Log ano yan? Guys, log of 3 to the base 5. Eh, tama ba ako? Di ba nang change ng base? Log of 3 ay ln, ang log ng 3 to the base 5 means ln3 over ln5. Change of base. Okay? Pero kung gusto nyo lang, pwede rin namang ln3 over ln5. Now, then, multiplied by dx. Kaya lang ang problema, children, nasa numerator ba yan, guys? Guys, nasa numerator? Wala. Anong nasa numerator lang natin? Guys, over x lang. So, ang layo. So, it means you need manipulation. So, ano sa tingin nyo? Yan yung something na medyo kailangang mag-isip, no? Yan. So, it means this is what? Not possible. Not possible. Okay? So, manipulate ngayon natin yung integrand. Itong integrand na yan. I-multiply ko kasi kailangan natin sa numerator ng log na parehas ng na ang base ay 3 din. Na raised to log, something like that. So the only way for that to happen is to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 3 to the negative log. So multiply the numerator by 3 to the negative log of what? Of x to the base 5, then dx, ito yung dx natin over x. Okay? Yan. All over. Kung ano yung minultiply ko sa numerator, I have to multiply also the denominator. Ano ang pinang-multiply ko, guys? 3 to the what? To the negative log of x to the base 5. Mumultiply ko rin the denominator by that. Oh, did you understand, children? Yan. Mukhang hindi. No, hindi sumasagot eh. Natulala. Di ba equal yan sa 1? Remember, ang bawal lang naman mag-multiply sa labas ng integral. Pero sa loob, hindi naman bawal. Basta sa loob lang maintain. Okay? O, anong mangyayari sa denominator? O, 3 to the log of x to the base 5 times 3 to the negative log of x to the base 5. That is equal to 1, guys. Am I correct, guys? 1 times 3 to the negative. 1 times 3 to the negative log of x to the base 5. That is 3 to the negative log of x to the base 5. Okay? So halos parehas din naman to. No? Yung ating u kanina. Ang only difference is that negative nga lang ngayon ng exponent ng 3. Okay? Pero similar. So for sure it will now work kasi ito lang naman ang kailangan natin. Wala kaninang 3 to the something, no? So ngayon meron na sa numerator. Okay? So let's now work again. So ano ang ating u na this time, guys? For the second time.
1 plus 3 raised to negative 5x.
To the negative log of x to the base 5. Medyo bibilisan ko na kasi nakuha na natin ang derivative nito. The only difference that it is negative, na? So, anong mangyayari? Negative 3. Ay. Di ba negative, na? Ang derivative na nito. Kasi negative yung exponent eh. Pakopihin lang natin. Kagaya nito. 3, kaya lang negative. 3 to the negative log of x to the base 5. Then, log of what? Anong ilalagay ko? Log of 3 to the base 5. Paras lang yan eh. Over what? Guys. Anong derivative ng log kanina? Ito, yan, di ba? Kukopihin ko lang, guys. Tama ba ako? Ano
Yes.
lang naging difference? Negative na? Oo, yan. Okay, so, ano na lang ang kulang sa numerator, guys? To complete the du. O, anong kulang natin sa numerator to complete the du?
Log 5.
Ang kulang natin sa numerator, nasan ba? Ay negative na, saka log constant na. So, yan. Okay? Gawin na natin u substitution para mas maikli, no? Ang isosolve ko ay what? Ito, no? Yan. Meron kang 3 to the negative, then dx over x. Ano ang value nun? du what? du over log of what? Of 3 to the base 5. Tama ba, guys? Guys, ito yung negative 3. I-solve ko na rin, i-ano ko na rin negative, no? Yan, negative. So, magiging 3 to the negative log of x to the base 5 dx over what? Over x. Tama ba, guys? Yan. Okay? O, yan yung numerator. Tama? So, the integral now becomes what? Ano mangyayari sa integral? Ano na daw ang numerator? Ito na. Negative du over log of 3 to the base 5 all over what? U. Okay? Ano na sagot niyan? Pwede nating i-mental yan. Negative 1 over log of 3 to the base 5. Then ano yung integral ng d over u? ln absolute value of u plus c. Pero alam natin na ito ay never negative to eh. Yung 3 to the log plus 1 pa. So, It is negative. So finally ba o prelimly? Wala pang finals, prelim pa lang. Dapat lahat ng sagot natin prelim, no? Prelimly, kaya lang hindi magandang tunog. ln of, yan, 3 to the negative log of x to the base 5 plus 1. Plus 1, no?
Yes po.
Tama. Nauna ko lang yung ano.
Ay, negative log. Ba't naging negative log po, sir?
Ito, negative. Ayan, negative.
Yung sa log po, yung sa U po.
Yung ito. Ito.
Okay po, yung apo dyan po.
Ay, hindi. Nauna lang. 1 plus 3, nauna ko lang yung 3 to the negative.
Okay po.
Ulitin ko na lang. Para nakakahiya naman sa inyo. Kasi nabigla ako, nauna ko yung paras lang naman yun, di ba? Guys, di ba paras lang yun? Yung A plus B plus, at saka B plus A.
Apo, sir.
Naniniwala kayo? Kala ko hindi.
Nagets yun.
O yan, unahin ko na. Para huwag kayong malito. Kasi nauna ko lang. Dahil ito ang nakita ko eh. Ayan. To the base 5. Yan. Okay? Bakit wala ng absolute value, children? Ang U laging what? Positive. It is never negative. Ito yan eh. Ito na ba yung bagong U? Ito. Hindi siya nagne-negative yan. Okay? Dahil ang 3 to the, laging positive plus 1. A question? Yan, pahirap na ng pahirap.
Sir, pwede po maging bale, maging numerator na lang po yung ln. Tapos, overlog na lang po.
Alin
Pwede
pa? Anong susulat ko?
Bale, po? ln 1 plus 3 log 5x po, over log 5.
ln,
Negative ln, parang sir, pinag-multiply na po yung sa log, sa 1 over log 5.
alin na i-multiply ko? Iyo? Again?
Pwede po bang yung numerator na lang po is yung ln po.
Dito? Sa
Opo.
ito? Pwede naman
Yes.
siya negative, pwedeng ln 3 over ln 5 yan. Ay, ln 5 pala. Over ln 3. Kasi ang ilalim is what? 1 negative ln 3 over ln 5 yan eh. Itong gitna. Pwede rin yan, ganito.
Okay po.
Yung multiplier mo. Okay? Naintindihan na guys? Kasi change of base yan eh. Ang logarithm ng A to the base B ay equal sa logarithm, kahit ln, kahit log to the base 10, o ln A over ln B. Paras lang yan. Kaya lang ngayon sa mga calculator, meron ng base na rin, no? Kahit ano ang base meron na, kaya you can evaluate logarithm to any base na directly. Unlike before, walang other base, kundi base 10 and base ilang. That's why you need change of base.
Sir,
Yes.
yung tanong po ata ni Elvin is kung pwede po ba yung numerator ng negative 1 over logarithmic 3 base 5 is yung ln 1 plus 3 raised to negative log x base 5.
Alin ba? Ito?
Apo,
Ito?
yung buong po yan, pwede
Oh.
po ba maging numerator ng negative 1 over log 3 raised 5?
Negative.
Yung katabi po na ln.
Ito?
Yung buong po yan, pwede po bang maging numerator ng negative 1 over log 3 base 5? Yung nasa kaliwa po.
Yung gusto mo, ln over.
Kung pwede po yun.
Oo, pwede naman. Di ba parang 1/3 x? Di ba parehas naman yan ng x over 3? Ganyan yung ibig sabihin nyo?
Opo, yun po ata yung tanong ni Elvin, sir.
Oo, yan, pwede. Dapat ninyo na tinatanong yung ganyan. Ay, may mga bagay na dapat hindi itinatanong, nakakahiya. Baka marinig tayo ng mga taga FEU. Nakakahiya. Alam niyo ibig ko sabihin? Dapat may mga bagay na hindi niyo tinatanong kasi nakakahiya pag itinanong. Pero kung hindi talaga alam, itanong na nga. Dapat alam niyo ang x over 3 ay paras ng 1/3 x. Okay? Okay na guys? Baka marinig tayo ng ibang school nakakahiya. Alam nila yun, baka sabihin naman, ay mga taga Don Bosco, hindi pala alam yung gano'n. Hoy, guys. Ay, joke lang ha. Pero dapat alam nyo ganun ha. O, susulat natin. ln of 1 plus 3 to the negative log. Ang hirap, actually, ang hirap magsulat eh. Nagsusulat ako, biro nyo sa tablet. Pen tablet ako. I mean sa pen tablet. Ito ang ibig sabihin ni, sinong pangalan ng bata? Ano yun? Sino nagtanong, guys? Ito ba yung ibig sabihin mo? Ganyan? Ay.
Yes po, sir.
O yan. Dapat hindi tinatanong yung mga bagay na ganyan ha, guys. Huwag kayo mag-alala. Pag ganyan nakasulat, ganito, chinecheck siyempre yan ng teacher. Ay, mga bata, baka naman tatanong nyo, Sir, pwede po bang ang negative 3 over x ay negative of 3 over x at 3 over negative x? Pare-paras lang po yan, children. Ang teacher, pag nakita yan, hindi minamali. Ay, mga bata. Ay. Hoy, sagot naman.
About, sir.
Ha? Huwag itatanong yung mga ganyan, ha? Kasi baka tayo marinig ng mga taga St. Paul. Marami pa namang mga babae nag-aaral doon. Kaya naman, ay, naku, mga boss, ano? Ano ba tawag sa inyo? Boss con yan? Hindi alam yung ganyang basic. Okay. Pero kung talagang hindi alam, itanong na nga kaysa maipon ang di alam. Okay, children. Let's have, ito. Integral. Number na tayo, guys. 10. Ang dami na. 9 na, 10 na. Patas pag binigyan naman ng activity, hindi na naman magawa yata. Integral of x squared plus 4x times na rin natin ng 5 minus 7 all over x plus 1 o quantity dx. What about this, guys? What about that? Gabriel, Peñaranda, Reyes, Domingo, Malino, Nabahas, Alcantara, Ponciano, Galang, Diasis, Malungsod. Sino magre-raise ng hand? Which do you think is the possible U? The impossible U. Zero. Guys. Is it impossible dream or possible U? Anong possible U here, guys? Kung ang denominator ang ite-take nating U, anong du niya? Obviously, dx. Is it the numerator? Sobra-sobra. So much excess. So it's not x plus 1 as our U. Anong U? Yung what? Numerator. Kung ang numerator naman, abay, anong mangyayari sa over x plus 1? Hindi rin compatible. Okay? Ito yung mga tinatawag na integral with rational function kapag daw ang degree ng numerator. Yan. i.e. dapat kasi, hindi nyo ata kasi pinanood yung video eh. Pinapanood nyo lang lagi, puro ML, ano yun? ML yata eh. Guys, puro laro lang nakikita ko eh. So, we have remark. Lagay natin dito, remark. Pwede ring repeater, rejan, Bartholomew, remark. If the integrand is a rational function, you know rational function, guys? Guys, ano yung rational function? Numerator is polynomial, denominator is polynomial. whose numerator has a degree greater than or equal to the degree of the denominator equal to the degree of the denominator. Yan. Ano daw ang gagawin, guys? Denominator. Perform the indicated division first. Perform the indicated. Yan, magdi-divide muna daw, children. Indicated division first, not second, not third. Anong sabi? Guys, first. Okay? Ay, mga bata ito, hindi ko kasi kayo nakikita eh. Ay, mga bata. O, kita mo to, si Emmanuel nakangiti ang kanyang picture. Hindi ko alam kung nakangiti siya sa lecture o talagang yung picture lang nakangiti. Ay, guys. Wala. Ayaw sumagot.
Yes, po.
O, di-divide daw muna, ha? O, ano ang degree ng numerator? 2. Degree of the denominator, 1. You have to perform long division first, no? O, synthetic na lang. By synthetic division, 5, 4, -7. What is our multiplier here? -1. Diba? Opposite sa sign nito. Yan. Okay, guys? We have 5. Bring down 5. Multiply by -1. Add -1. Multiply by -1. So positive 1. Add -6. So this is called remainder. Yan, remainder. So what is now the answer? So the integral can now be expressed in the form of 5x minus 1. Then plus the remainder. Anong remainder? -6. Then over the divisor, x plus 1. Then from here, we can now perform division, integration term by term. Integral of the first term. Yan. I can put the 5 out, then x dx minus integral of the second term plus integral of the third term, which is -6 integral of dx over x plus 1. Nilabas ko na yung -6. Ha? Yan. What's the answer in the first term? 5. Integral ng x. X squared over 2. Minus integral of dx, x. Plus -6 integral of dx over x plus 1. So this is d over u. D over u. ln absolute value of u. Plus your favorite plus c. That's the answer. Guys, did you get that, guys? May ipopost na naman ng activity. Panoorin niyo yung video 1, part 1, part 2 ng video, ha? Ayan, hindi na tayo nakapag-exponential. We have, let's take this one. 3 cosine squared x plus 4 cosine x minus 17 quantity dx. The denominator cosine of cosecant. Yan. Minsan nadudulo ko yung tulad ng kopya ko, ang nakopya ko cosine 2, ano yun? Cosecant x, yung pala ano yung sa problem nyo, kaya may namali eh. Yung assignment nyo, naduling ako sa pagkopya. Ano to? Cosecant X, nasa na ba yung kinokopya ko? Ano to eh, notebook to ng lolo ko. Daming exercise dito. Kaya hindi niyo siya makikita kahit sa ang libro. Ayaw ko kumuha kay Rainville kasi mayroong solutions manual yun. Kinokopya niyo lang yung sagot. Yan. Kaya dito sa notebook ng lolo ko, yan. O guys, pag tinawag at hindi sumagot, may minus ha. Behar. Kaya pag yung camera nyo, next meeting ngayon, may patawad next meeting, ayusin ang camera ha. Ay, camera tuloy. Mic. Okay? O, Behar. O, what am I going to do with this? I don't forget to have your attendance ha, guys. Guys, attendance ha. Oy, guys. Behar. O, Behar. Ay, naka-idle. Lalagay ko rito, Behar, minus. Naka-idle siya. Mental, present lang sa, pero absent. Reyes. Absent din. Behar, Reyes. Ayaw sumagot. Eska. Ano ba yan? Escalante. Ano ba apelido mo, Iho?
Escareses po, sir.
Kasi putol dito eh. Paano ba nakikita ang buo ang pangalan? Hindi naman nakikita ang buo. Hindi kita ang buo pangalan. O, John Rodel. What am I going to do with this? Dali, magta-time na. Actually, it is rational function in cosine. Again, rational function saan? So this is rational function in cosine. The integrand, rational function in cosine. Yan. It's not a rational function really, but it is a rational function in cosine. Ang derivative ng cosine or differential ng cosine is what, children? Negative sine x dx. So yung 1 over cosecant, that when you bring it up, sine, so differential yun. You're going to segregate that. Hindi siya kasama sa rational function ng cosine. So ang rational function nyo, cosine squared x plus 4 cosine x plus 3. Okay? At all over cosine of x plus 3 para siyang 3x squared plus 4x plus 3 over x plus 3. Yung 1 over cosecant, yan, ihiwalay nyo. That is part ng differential. Which when you bring it up, yes, at the alternative time.
Sir, ano po nangyari sa minus 17?
Mali ba? Ang kopya ko. Sorry. Hindi, mali lang kopya ko.
Ay, okay po, sir.
Naduling ako. Mahirap kasi pag nasa screen. Bibili nga ako ng malaking monitor eh. Yan. Mali lang kopya ko yung denominator na kopya. Okay na? Yan, cosecant. Again, ang relationship ng cosecant derivative ng cosine, it's not part of rational function in cosine. Kaya ito lang ang i-divide nyo. Later, yung mga cosine dyan, ito yung differential. Okay, guys? Sisimulan ko ha. Tatapusin nyo. Kunyari kayo si Fernando po Jr. So, 3 cosine squared x plus 4 cosine x minus 17 all over cosine x plus 3 times sine x dx. O, ano ang coefficient? 3, 4, negative 17. Tama ba ang kopya ko? Yan. So, i-divide natin guys ng what? Na ano ang ating multiplier? Negative 3. Parang ito yung pinaka-x, yung cosine. So, bring down, multiply, add. Meron ba kayo synthetic, guys? 15, negative 2. So, we now have integral of what? Integral of, 3 times cosine. Ito yung constant term. Remainder 2 over the divisor. What's the divisor? Cosine x plus 3. Then multiplied by sine x dx. Okay, children? Then we integrate it term by term. 3 cosine x minus 5 raised to 1 times sine x dx. Yan yung first integral. Then, yung second integral, negative 2, integral of sine x dx over cosine of x plus 3. O yan, d over u. Kailangan lang natin ng negative, then magiging positive na to. Okay, children of the Philippines? Okay, guys. What's the answer? U to the n, hindi du. U to the n, hindi du. Para maging du to, anong kailangan natin, children? Negative. Okay? Maglalagay ako ng negative. Balance outside by negative. Ganit, time na. Negative sine x dx. Ito, okay na itong isa. Plus 2 ln of cosine x plus 3. Ang maximum value ng cosine is what? 1. Ang minimum value is negative 1. Ay plus 3. It is still never negative. Mas malaki pa rin lagi ang 3 sa cosine. Negative ang lowest value nito ay plus 3, positive. Plus c. Yan na guys. Time na. You may go. 3 cosine x minus 5 raised to 2 over 2 plus 2 ln of cosine x plus 3 plus c. Okay. Do you still have questions, guys? See the videos, you watch for more additional, for more examples. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Guys.
Opo, sir.
Okay. Don't forget, para alam kung natapos na kayo lahat ng panonood nun, so I can give you exercises. Mag-comment dun, ha? Agandahan nyo naman ang comment. Malay nyo, yumaman ako niyan. Pag yumaman ako, bibigyan ko kayo ng, St. Bernard. Saka, what you call this? Golden Retriever. May dogs. Para lalo mapaganda ko yung video. Wala pang budget. Bibili ako ng magandang camera. Okay, guys. At least mga libre yan. Libre na mga tutorial. Para pag nag-board exam kayo, you can go over with that. Ay, Dominic. Mamaya last ka na naman mag-out, Dominic. Okay, you may go now. Guys.
Thank you po.
Thank you po, sir.
Ay, by the way,